What's up, y'all? Rayshawn here, and today we have a special treat for you because we are at the golf house here on our Forest Hills campus, and we're going to be talking all things golf with our golf coaches up first. Stephen Paine is our men's golf coach, and we have Haas-Hegg, who is our women's golf coach, and they're going to talk a little bit about what we can expect this season because we are coming off some very highly anticipated wins from our last season, and our Jags are doing great this season so far, so stay tuned because we have some fun coming up for y'all. And you even get to see me get to golf a little bit. So stay tuned, and here we go. All right, well, thanks you guys, Stephen, Caroline, for being here. To get us started, could you share a little bit about your personal journey and how you found yourself coaching at Augusta University?
Go ahead.
Sure. So yeah, I'm from South Africa. Came over to play college golf at Columbus State University, another Peach Belt school. Played there for 4 years, and I was a grad assistant there. And then that's kind of where I got into coaching. And then I went to a school called Paine University. Was a NAIA school, which is in West Point, Georgia. Was there for 6.5 years, and then I went over to Mississippi State for 1.5 years. I was an assistant there, and then was fortunate enough to get the job here 1.5 years ago. So yeah, it's a great spot. Super happy to be here, and being back in Georgia is great.
I am in my 9th season here at Augusta. I'm from Indiana, grew up there, played golf at Purdue, did a couple things after college, and then ended up being fortunate enough to be the assistant coach at Purdue University for 5 years. And when I was at Purdue, we kind of on a whim started coming to the Augusta State at the time tournament. And I was just overwhelmed by the people, the community. I mean, I had never seen in my experience in collegiate golf a community support their program and be as invested in their collegiate women's golf team like we saw here at Augusta. So we kept coming back, and it became a relationship builder. And I made a lot of friends just coming down here over spring break every year when I was at Purdue. And so when the job opened up, I really wanted it. It was the first time in my assistant coaching career where there was a job that I thought I could get that I really, really wanted, and was lucky enough to get hired. And Augusta's become home to me, and I absolutely love it here.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, for 9 seasons, what has kept you here for so long? Well,
I mean, first off, I love it here. This is a great place to be. We're a small program relative to a lot of the Power Fives we're competing against every week. So sometimes it takes having a little chip on your shoulder to do that, and I came with that. So I really like the fit, and for me, just the community, the people. Augusta became home to me personally really, really quickly, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And I guess going back a little bit even further, like what kind of inspired you guys to begin coaching to begin with?
I mean, for me, golf had been all I knew from a young age, growing up in South Africa. And then, I think a lot of people grow up with the dream of playing professionally, and had the awesome opportunity to come over here and play college golf, like I said. And then, as my career kind of winded down, I realized pro golf wasn't going to happen, and golf was, I wanted to be in golf, and had the opportunity to go on the road with my coach a few times as an assistant, and just instantly fell in love with it. I couldn't believe that you could get paid to do that, and I think Caroline and I both agree, like it just doesn't feel like you're working when you're around golf the whole time. So yeah, I fell in love with coaching right away, and that's when I knew that's what I wanted to do the rest of my life. So here we are.
Yeah, for me, I think most of us end up coaching because we weren't quite good enough to make a living playing. I think that's a pretty common theme, but I found really quickly in coaching that I, for whatever reason, got a lot more satisfaction out of helping others achieve their goals than I even did myself in a way. And it just, to be around college-age kids, to see them grow up, to see them become, as a female coach, stronger, more empowered women, that's what I'm here for. And I mean, I remember when I got my first assistant coaching job, I realized I could wear tennis shoes to work every single day and get paid a decent salary to do it. I'm like, what else would I want to do than be around a bunch of college-age kids and playing golf and being able to do it in a comfortable way.
So I know I said I wouldn't have any trick questions, but this one might make you think a little bit. How would your players and the team describe you as a coach?
You might have to edit that out.
That is a trick question.
You go ahead.
Sure. I mean, I think for me, like, one of the things I always wanted to do when I got into coaching, I played for a coach who was very instrumental, like, in my life and was a mentor to me and someone, 18 to 22 years old is quite a vulnerable time of life. So, I mean, I'd like to think that, I'm someone who can be a friend to them. You kind of try to have that parent influence where you can be a friend, but at the same time, like, if, the line's got to be drawn somewhere where you got to kind of sometimes, know who's boss type thing. But I think just keeping that friendly relationship, having fun. I think this golf house, you saw us playing some ping pong earlier. Like, we like to have some fun, but at the same time, there's time to do business as well. So that's how I'd like to think. Maybe I'm described.
Yeah, I think that the most important thing to me is that my players know I care about them, that we're here for them no matter what, on or off the golf course. But that I'm kind of old school a little bit. Like, my job is to challenge my players to be better. I think especially with women, a lot of times they're better than they think they are. Yeah. And it takes a little challenge and it takes a little bit of discomfort to get to where you can be. And I take that part of my job seriously, that sometimes being a little uncomfortable is good for you. But I'm very competitive, and I think that comes through sometimes. But I just most of all hope they know I care.
Yeah, and I was looking up and I saw that this most recent season was, for our women's team, one of the most successful in our university history. So as a coach, how does that feel to know that the team is kind of going in the right direction and you're kind of getting them to meet their potential?
Oh, that's as fun as it gets. Going to, from the day I got this job, we had never been to the NCAA finals. And to achieve that was something that is a testament to the women on the team. We actually had a really poor fall, and it was tough on them. It was tough on me. And then we came out in the spring and started to build some momentum, and you could feel their belief and confidence start to grow. And the cool thing was our fall had been so rough that there were no expectations. We had nothing to lose, and that's how they played the rest of the year. And I think that's a valuable lesson in how you approach things and the mindset you take into it. Like, if you're coming in there with high expectations and a lot of pressure, you tend to falter sometimes. But we just tried to play very free, have fun together, have fun on the road, and it was an absolute blast and a highlight for me. But the hard thing is now you got to try to do it again.
Yeah.
When you start raising the bar, you gotta try to keep chasing it. So, but it was just an awesome experience.
So what can fans expect from both teams this season?
Yeah, I think, on the men's side, we had a good fall. We were solid, we were steady. We had a bit of a, last year was my first year, and we kind of had a bit of a change in roster. So we got a bunch of new guys in this year. And so we got up to a steady start. And I think the one thing for us that we've talked to the team is just we constantly get better. As Caroline mentioned earlier, like, spring is when golf plays, right? It doesn't really matter what you do in the fall. So, and then going into spring, we played our first event last week and finished 3rd out of 14 down in Charleston, and we were tied for the lead with 3 holes to go with Clemson and just fell short. But getting that experience and getting into those moments is, invaluable for our guys. And then we've got a really strong schedule the rest of the semester, so super excited to see what the guys can do, and I think they're ready. So we have high expectations going forward.
Yeah, I think that you never know what the results are going to bring. One thing I stress a lot with my girls is we don't control what we shoot, but we control how we prepare. We control what sort of mindset we take into a competition, and we control the moment that we're in. So I really try to focus on just constant improvement, making sure we're being held accountable for what we can actually control, which sometimes isn't the way a golf ball bounces or lips out or goes in. Like, a lot of those things are just a matter of a situation. So I really try to focus on what we're doing in the moment. Are we preparing our best when we're here at home? And then are we mentally ready to compete when we go to a tournament? And I'm proud of my team that they do a good job of those things.
With, golf, but also just sports in general, like, technology is becoming more and more important. So how do you guys, I guess, in terms of coaching, kind of keep up with best practices and strategies and using modern technologies to help out the team?
Okay.
Yeah, it's it's crazy how much technology and training tools and things like our TrackMan system have revolutionized golf at a young age. A lot of things that we learned coming up, like you had to learn through experience. You had to figure out on the golf course, or even just having a cell phone to video your swing, and being able to send that to, if we have a player from Thailand, being able to send that in a second back to Thailand and get immediate feedback. Those are things that are really, really new, and in a way it makes our job easier because we can have more people. Like all of our players have coaches back home that they've worked with to get to this level, and those are awesome tools. And for me, I want everybody who has helped us get here to continue to help us build forward. But I think we both work hard to stay up on what's going on. We're fortunate that the school and our donors have invested a lot of resources into making sure we have state-of-the-art technology here at our practice facility, and we're just going to have to keep the ball rolling with that.
Yeah, I think also just, coaching community is pretty tight-knit, so just kind of sharing ideas, bouncing ideas. Our coaching staff here, men and women, we kind of will, practice ideas, we'll share with each other, or new technologies or training aids that come out. So it's pretty cool to see how we can, we are two separate programs, but I think we kind of able to help each other a good bit with that as well.
And also, I guess with having student athletes, there's that balancing act of academics and then their lives outside of sports. How do you kind of support them through college life just holistically outside of golf?
Yeah, I think our job is kind of, as more than just a coach. I think it's kind of a manager, kind of like a life coach or manager. So we're constantly, I know she is especially just kind of helping kids, getting them to appointments, getting them to places. So, you get a lot of, the nature of our setup here is we end up having quite a few international kids, and you might get a kid who's 18 years old from Europe with no car, and college is new. So really helping them, understand what they got to do and time management. And like you said, it is a lot, A typical day for us, we'll work out in the morning, maybe 6 or 7 in the morning. They'll have class till noon or 1. Then they come out here from 1 to 5. Then they go home and do homework and have dinner. And it's just like the day goes by quickly. And it's not a ton of time for social life during season, but we try our best to kind of come alongside and help them through that.
Yeah, I think the hardest part for college golfers especially is time management, because we're not, sometimes I envy basketball where practice is 2 hours, and if you want to get a few shots in, you can come get a few shots in. Like if you're practicing 2 hours for golf, like you are woefully underprepared.
Oh, wow.
It's a full-time job. Now we can only require so much, but you'll see our players in here first thing in the morning, going to class, coming back. It's a full-time job, and I have a lot of respect for how much time and energy our players put into their craft here. But for me, like if you're not managing your time, if you're behind in your schoolwork or behind in your laundry or practice, like the first thing that goes is sleep.
Yeah.
And then school starts to fail or falter, and then I'm on your butt because you're not turning in assignments, and then all of a sudden you're coming to the golf house and you're nervous, and now your it can be a spiral if you're not on top of your time management right out of the gate as a college student athlete. And so that's something we try to stress. Usually I have at least 1 or 2 freshmen a year where we end up having to sit down and plan out a week down to wake up time, when are you eating, when are you calling home to talk to your parents, and really trying to help create some structure to get a hold of time management, because that's the trickiest part for golfers.
The golf community efforts, I want to say around Augusta, I guess kind of comes off as they're always looking to support younger players as well, like before they even get into high school, of kind of having those touch points. Does our team or our golf program kind of interact with younger players or interact with the community to attract like a younger crowd to golf?
We got a kid on our team from Evans, so
Okay.
got a local guy on the team, and then we'll do things through. There's different initiatives in town, junior tours where we we'll recruit at events. We have the first tee in town, which is we'll kind of get involved there a little bit, whether it's donating stuff to them or helping out in that capacity. So yeah, any way we can help grow the game locally. Our support system here is so great. I've only been here a year and a half, but that's one of the first things you notice, even during interviewing. Augusta is definitely a golf town, and people want to get involved. People want to help. So any way we can help and give back is a great opportunity for us.
We host a junior camp. We host 2 junior camps in the summer also. When I first got here forever ago, our men's coach at the time had started them a couple years prior, and I think they just had 1 camp and had about 10 or 14 kids. I think last year we had 2 camps and over 100 kids total.
Oh, wow.
That come to our junior camps, and obviously, we like doing those as coaches, but just the relationships we're able to build with people who didn't even know this was here, or that maybe AU even had a golf team, and then their kids are being impacted positively. That's the most rewarding part of it for me. We make a lot of connections. We'll have nurses from the hospital sending their kids to golf camp, and then we have our players who are around will be involved in helping with that. So I always really get a lot out of just meeting new people in the community through that camp, and letting their young kids, well, 6-year-olds running around here with popsicles, and I mean, it's nuts. But just letting them get a taste of what we have here and sharing it with them is really cool.
And for those that I guess are kind of new to us having a golf program, or aren't familiar with us having golf teams, what would be the best way for Jag Nation to come out and support our teams?
So yeah, we have 2 big. I'll talk about our event that we have in the spring. Caroline has one too. She can talk about that. Ours is the week of Masters Week. So Masters starts on Monday. Our tournament is Saturday, Sunday at Forest Hills, Augusta Haskins Award Invitational. It's one of the best events in college golf. I think last year it was ranked top 10 in college golf for strength of field. We have, there's a number of players who are playing in the Masters that would have played through our event. A lot of large Power 5 schools represented. And so it's open to the public. It's free to come watch. And I believe that's April 5, 6, 7 this year. The tournament is on 6, 7, the Saturday and Sunday. So anybody wants to come out, you can, bring your kids, come out, and it's great. You're going to see the stars of tomorrow playing. And like you said, a lot of people might not know about it, but it's an awesome opportunity to see some of the future stars.
Yeah. We host our event, the Valspar Augusta Invitational, March 9th and 10th. It's also one of the premier events of the spring for women's golf. We'll have, I don't know, I need to look at it, but we'll have 8 teams in the top 20 in the country here. Another cool thing, Dean Wallace, along with some of the student groups, started something last year called Jaguar Village out on our 12th hole. You can come park here and walk out the gate there, and we have like a taco truck set up with drinks and food, and we set up a little seating area there to watch the golf. That was really cool last year, and we're planning on doing that again. The other thing about our events is they're completely free to the public. You can come out, watch some of the best male and female amateur golfers in the world compete, and it's a good time.
Yeah.
What type of work goes into putting on those type of events? Because those sound really huge.
Lots.
Yeah. I mean, again, we're very fortunate here. I mean, I want to say we have between 50 and 100 volunteers for both events, and we're very fortunate that we don't have to do the most of the work. We get to just coach that week, but you can also maybe speak to that a little bit. But there is a lot that goes into it. From the pros at Forest Hills to people in the athletic department here to volunteers and our tournament directors that run the tournaments for us.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, the impact that this tournament, our women's tournament, had on me as a visiting coach who had never been to Augusta before left a mark because of the people that are involved. It's crazy how many, we'll go to tournaments all the time, and coaches are complaining because they can't find 5 volunteers to do live scoring during the event out on the golf course. And I mean, we've got 2 people on every single hole doing live scoring because we have so many. We're doubling them up, and I mean, just people come out in droves to support us, and it's really, really special, and to have that involvement of our communities, just it's unlike any other place in the country, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does seem like the community is very invested. Are there any other, I guess, like recent changes that you can kind of shout out to the community supporters in helping the golf program?
I mean, one of our main fundraising wings is called the Birdie Club, and they support men's and women's golf at Augusta University. And college athletics has changed quite a lot recently, just with you got NILs and transfer portals, and it's important for us to make sure we maintain facilities and whatnot. And the golf house we're sitting in now was just recently remodeled, and a large part of that was to the Birdie Club. So they help us kind of keep up with where we need to be. And like Caroline was saying earlier, you got a lot of these Power 5 programs, and we are a smaller program, but we have a lot of history, as you can see right behind us here, with national championship trophies, and both of us winning our conference championships last year. So they make sure we can keep up and do all those things. So shout out to the Birdie Club and Augusta Golf Association for keeping us well funded.
Yeah, to me the coolest thing about the Birdie Club is as coaches at any school, a lot of times you're having to go out and try to fundraise and try to create relationships. The Birdie Club began organically. It began from the outside in. It was people in our community, whether they were alums or just people with means and resources who wanted to support, who started coming to the program saying, how can we help? What can we do? And it was just a complete grassroots effort to support our programs. And in my time here, their support has more than quadrupled in what they give us every year, which is absolutely a blessing to us. And it's going to continue to grow, and not because we're out pounding doors down, because the community cares so much. They're doing it, and they're creating the momentum, and it's just super unique.
And one other shout out is tournament sponsors, Valspar. They're big sponsors of both of our events, along with the Haskins Committee. And I know Valspar, contributes through those efforts to our programs, both men's and women's. So
Yeah.
Got to give them some credit too.
And 3M. 3M's
as well,
a big
yeah.
supporter of ours as well.
Last question for students who may be interested in wanting to join your respective teams. What advice would you give them if they're watching this right now?
I would say the first thing is to compete. A lot of times we'll get emails or calls from players and they'll say, well, yeah, I'm a good golfer. I want to play on the golf team. But there's a difference between being a good golfer and being able to go compete at the highest level. And so the first thing we're looking for, or at least I can speak for myself, the first thing I'm looking for is your tournament history. And that doesn't mean your scores need to blow me away. But I want to see someone who's investing their time and energy into competing against others, because that's the hardest thing about teeing it up in competition is kind of putting a number on a scorecard next to your name and making sure you're doing what you need to do to be prepared, because that's the most important thing is how are you going to compete? How are you going to take in that situation, handle the pressure and the nerves? Because just like if Steve and I can go out and kick it around the golf course still, but we're not practicing, we're not investing our time enough to go compete anymore. We would embarrass ourselves. I can speak for myself, because it's really, really, really hard, and it takes a lot of time and effort. So that would be the first thing I'm looking for is, okay, what have you played in? What steps are you taking to show me how your game is under pressure?
Yeah, I think for any listeners wanting to play collegiate golf, the process is starting a little bit earlier now. So like Caroline said, get out and compete, and then, just do your homework, do your research, and when you reach out to coaches, be personable. Don't send generic email and copy paste to a million people, and send a detailed list of what you played in, what you competed in, how you plan to get better, and then if we can see a track to success, then that's definitely something we're going to be interested in.
Well, thank y'all so much for chatting with me. I'm excited to support our Jags this season, even though the season has already started by the time folks are watching this. But yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Go Jags.
Yeah, and for those watching, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Jaguar Nation, we invite you to join in our 5th annual Day of Giving, Augusta Gives, on March 20th. This special day is set aside to show support for all the areas you care about most at AU. Help us make an impact like no other. Visit AugustaGives.com to learn more.
Stefan and Kennedy, thanks for being here, especially how you kind of got thrown into this a little bit last minute. So I'm glad you're being good sports. But to get started, could you tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you joined the golf team?
So I'm from South Africa. This is my 3rd semester, sophomore, so I came about this time last year.
Okay.
Which is kind of odd because normally start in August. But yeah, I'm enjoying my time here.
I'm Kennedy. I'm a fifth-year senior. I'm a transfer from UNC Charlotte, and this is my third year here. So I'll graduate in May and have one more year of eligibility.
Oh, woo-woo. Congrats on graduating. Graduating grad school in May, so
Oh,
I
nice!
feel the excitement.
Oh, it's real. It's real.
Yeah. What have been some of your favorite memories being on the team so far?
I think for me, we had kind of a big change from my first semester. So starting in August, we had a bunch of new guys on the team, and we have some good values in our team, and it's kind of cool to see everybody buy into it, and yeah, just having good camaraderie, and yeah, it's been good.
Some of the best memories was the question, right?
Yeah.
Or somewhere along that. Yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah, we had an incredible spring last year, making it to the national championship. That was
great.
Yeah, seriously, something I'll never forget. Hopefully a repeat this year. But just getting the opportunity, we have a new team, 4 new girls. So just like Steph said, like the camaraderie. Actually, the men and women's team get along very well, so it's always nice to just have those moments with each other. So it's been great.
How would you describe the camaraderie on the teams?
I would say this year, compared to last year, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, we get to laugh, but we're still very focused, and we know what our goals are, and we push each other to get to them.
Yeah, very competitive, I'd say. Yeah, for
Competitiveness
sure.
is big.
Yeah.
And with being a student athlete, it's of course like a balancing act between academics and golf and all your other personal responsibilities. So how do you manage all of the different roles and responsibilities you have as a student athlete?
Yeah, I think that's kind of tough, because I feel personally I get too into the golf and kind of push my academics to the side. But I think just time management and trying to get your academics out of the way as soon as you can, and then be able to come to the golf course and not have to think about other stuff and just practice and play. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking with your advisor too, getting the best schedule possible. No classes on Friday are a big thing here.
Yeah.
To maximize as much time to play. But yeah, time management is the number one thing for sure.
And so I asked this to the coaches earlier of how their players would describe them as coaches. So now I'm going to kind of ask you guys a similar question of how would you describe your coach to see if it matches.
I'd say, so I'll do our coaches individually.
Okay.
Our assistant and our head coach. So Coach Paine is really someone that he loves his players. I think that's something that a lot of coaches don't get to do. But yeah, he really loves us, and he wants the best for all of us. And sometimes that's hard to see, to be honest. But I think yeah, he loves us, and he wants us to do the best and just play our best and perform our best. So yeah.
No coach. Are we doing?
Our
Are we
assistant
doing
coach.
assistants or no?
Yeah.
You can.
Our
are the more
assistant coach is pretty young, and it's fun to have him around because we get to make a lot of jokes. You know, we have these like moments where, even though it's serious, we can pop a joke or have a laugh. So yeah, that's fun to have that around.
Yeah. Oh man, Coach Caroline. She's great. She's always preached about being all in, really sticking to the process, and just coming out fully committed every single day. Man, I sound exactly like her saying that. It's kind of scary. But yeah, she's done a lot. She helped us get to the national championship last year, and she's done a great job in recruiting and helping us out. But something to describe her. She's always a surprise. You never know what you're going to get with her, I feel like. I don't know if she'll take that in a bad way, but I mean it in a good way. And Ruan, our assistant, he's young as well. It's his first year coaching, and he has just added so much energy to this team in such a positive way. So he's been so great to have around.
As a team, kind of going back to the camaraderie a little bit, do y'all have any like team traditions or rituals that you guys like to have fun with before you compete?
I wouldn't say something before we compete, but we have this dare. That's our like saying or acronym for our values in our team, and it's something that coaches really press on, that we have to buy into. And I think coming from playing individual sports, as golf is very individual as a junior, getting into the team and seeing that there's a bigger picture and buying into that it's pretty hard at first, but once you get into it, you see the benefits of it for the team and personally as well.
I'd say for the girls, we don't have really any team traditions. We're very simple. We like getting tutti frutti, frozen yogurt. We like watching a movie. We're very, I would say, very simple, but very close. I think just the team atmosphere every single day has really helped bring us all together.
Is there anything that your coaches have helped taught you guys outside of necessarily your sport, just as a college student or just young adult, that you really appreciate?
I think something that I've learned is in golf you tend to get really frustrated quickly if things don't go your way. And something that we've talked a lot about is, not getting too frustrated. Look ahead. Like, you cannot fix anything in the past. So I think that's helped me just in general. I mean, obviously every day there's stuff that don't go your way, and the faster you can get over it and look forward, that's the better. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Our coach says the exact same thing. Stay in your own golf cart, as she says, which I guess really relates a lot back to life. It's just taking it one day at a time and taking the challenges that, come at you. And once they're over and they're gone, then they're done, and just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
So.
And I guess going back to a little bit earlier, because you're both on really successful, high-performing teams, how would you say that Jag Nation can come out to support you guys? What would be the best way to support you guys?
I think for both of us, the home event.
Yeah.
So in April, we've got our home events at Forest Hills, and I mean, it's so close to campus. Hopefully we'll have good weather, and if so, it'll be fun to have a lot of students around and the community. That would be fun, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The home tournament, it's a really fun event. Ours is March 9th and 10th. So it's just a great way for all student athletes. And you don't have to pay to get in, you don't have to do anything. So it's a lot of fun. That's absolutely a good way to do it.
Yeah, and both events are really strong. Got some really good teams playing. I mean, they're top college events. So, yeah, the competition will be great. Yeah.
All right, well, thanks, y'all. I'm excited to support y'all this season. Hopefully I can be at both of the tournaments to see you guys.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
thank you
that'd be
so
great.
much
Thank
for
you so
setting this
much.
up. This has been great.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
All right, y'all, we are back, but this time we are on the practice course, and we're with Kennedy again, and she is going to teach me a little bit on how to golf.
Gonna attempt our best.
Yeah.
You just want to get out there and just let you start swinging?
Oh yeah, you can. Well, first I'd love to see you swing.
Okay.
And then I can go.
Sure thing. Do you want me to talk my way through it or just swing?
Yeah, talk your way through it. And
Okay.
So maybe that'll help
Yeah.
you understand a little bit, because
Okay.
I've only tried golfing once.
Okay.
I've been putting before, like, putting stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
actually swinging.
No. All right, there's a first time for everything. That's good. Super important. I know you're a lefty, so it's going to be completely backwards, but that's okay. But the left hand always goes on top.
Okay.
And then the right hand on the bottom with both thumbs pointing down.
Okay.
You can either interlock like this, or you can just hold it like a baseball bat.
Okay.
Very similar. But once you get set up, the ball's always going to be in the middle of your stance, just between your two legs, and your feet are shoulder width apart. It's very, very simple. Your arms are kind of in a V. And then basically you're just rocking your shoulders back and forth.
If I can get mine to get just half as far, I'll be happy with myself.
That's fine. And as well, feet work or whatever, it's just kind of, your right foot will always come back up off the ground onto your toes.
Okay.
Left hand, thumb pointing to the ground. Yep. Right hand. Oh, perfect. Just like that. Kind of whatever feels comfortable.
Okay.
So feet to shoulder width apart. A little bend in the knees. Just kind of getting that club wherever feels most comfortable for you.
Okay.
And then it's just kind of going to be a straight back, getting your back to the target. Like that. Yeah. And then swing through. You got it. You got it.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm not so confident. And of course, we have to be on camera for this.
That's the greatest. There it is. There it is. And that ball is going to run. I'm just saying. That is very impressive for never swinging a golf club before.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Feet closer together.
Same grip and everything. You can even stand a little closer to it. There you go. And your weight is going to be on your left foot. More on your left, like 70-30.
Okay.
And you can just take a little short swing back and through. Yep, that's good. Left side. There you go. Nice. Ooh, that was so good. That was so good. I love it. That was great.
Okay, it's right in the middle.
Right in the middle. That's perfect. You have a nice birdie putt from 1, 2, or 3. Putting is actually my favorite.
Okay.
It's my absolute most favorite thing to practice, probably. Very simple. Feet are not as wide. The ball's just more in the middle of the stance.
Mm-hmm.
Grip is the exact same as it is for everything. And it's going to be a very simple, you're going to get that, the handle of the grip, or just pushed a little forward. And it's going to be a very simple motion of just rocking your shoulders. Oh, there it is. Oh, that was good. One more.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. This is good. That was so good.
It's okay.
It was
It's okay.
so good. You gave it a chance. You gave it a chance. So that was awesome. All right.
Well,
Anything else?
I appreciate the time and the patience that you had
It's been
teaching
so
me.
good.
Yeah, any final thoughts before we wrap up here?
Y'all are awesome for coming to do this. This was so fun. Just super excited for the spring. We're heading to our first tournament on Friday down to Florida. So we're really excited to get rolling again and hoping for a great spring.
Well, thanks again, Kennedy.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed that episode. I certainly enjoyed learning how to golf. Shout out to Kennedy, Stefan, Steven, and Caroline for chatting with me, and of course to Kennedy for teaching me how to golf. It was fun. I definitely would love to come back here, and if y'all love this episode, please let us know by liking, subscribing, commenting. Tell us all about it on our Instagram page, and keeping the conversation going. So until then, I'll see y'all in the next one.